A nigga from the foe, from folk pills. Just a nigga from folk pills. A nigga from the foe, from folk pills. Just a nigga from folk pills. Sundays at the beach, po-po, stop that. The liquor store pack, roll through in the lack. Drink a couple cups, hit the club, go nuts. After BJ's, baby, meet me to the right side. Anytime after 2, ain't nothing to do but catch a nut. Catch a couple skis, fall out, wake up, get dressed, grab a tech off the dresser. I'ma blow big before I go and eat breakfast. Let go, let God deal with the pressure. Never let a bitch or a whole nigga stress you. The streets getting hectic, feds trying to collect us. Trying to get guap, got C-Rock messed up. MT gone, he doing the life sentence. Something gotta shake, I'm the city's lieutenant. Yeah, baby. It's Treasure Coast, everywhere a nigga go. Legendary body, everybody in the streets know. A nigga from the foe, from folk pills. Just a nigga from folk pills. A nigga from the
What's up and shit, y'all? It's your girl Bernicia with Hot Teas Entertainment. Back again. Alright, first of all, let me apologize for the little errors that you guys seen in my first 2 videos. Of course, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not, all that tech savvy or what have you. I have no production team, nobody, helping me. I'm figuring this out as I go along. Beginner bitch. So, you got to start from somewhere. Anyway, this past week has just been, crazy as hell. It's been so much shit going on. I'm going to dive into a few things. I don't like to talk about, just celebrity shit, because if you ask me, their problems is fake as fuck. They're not going through the real shit like us regular people. But, yeah, so I'm going to talk about a few things today. First of all, let me start with Icecube, okay? So he's been trending all over the internet. Everybody's mad at Icecube. He's working with Trump or whatever, allegedly. And so I went and I watched the interview that he did with, Chris Cuomo from CNN. And I disagree. Once he, talked about it, I was like, okay, well, I get it. I understand, and like he said, he's not working with Trump. But well, first things first, let me just say, Chris Cuomo, he did a wonderful job asking the questions. I like the way that he was pointed and direct with Icecube. One question that really had me rolling on the floor is when he asked Icecube, but why do you think that he will do something for the community when he says that there's no such thing as systematic inequality? So when he said that, I was just like holding my breath, waiting for Icecube to respond. But let me play that interview and let you guys, see what was said,
Our next guest is Icecube. If you know anything about him, and you probably do, he started his career rapping in defiance about police presence and the realities of inner city life. And he got political with his songs as well recently during the Trump administration, most recently in 2018. Here's a taste.
Arrest the president. You got the evidence. That is Russian intelligence.
Now we see a shift. Now he wants to work with President Trump. Here's what the president had to say most recently about Black Lives Matter.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, I said, that's such a terrible term because it's such a racist term. It's a term that sows division between blacks and whites and everybody else. And it's a very bad term for blacks. But they were very angry. It's a Marxist organization.
With all that going on, and how the president continues to speak about there being no systemic inequality, it's no shock that Icecube got some heat for deciding to work with the Trump administration. He wants to deal with it. I want to understand it. So should you. So here is Icecube on Prime Time. Thank you for taking the opportunity, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Chris, your lead-ins are a little misleading.
How so?
Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the contract with Black America And I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody. And so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran to anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
Well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well, but you are working with the Trump team instead of the Biden team, and people are giving you heat for it. What do you say to them?
Well, I'm willing to work with both teams, but I'm just working with whoever is willing to work with me. So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves. And that's what I'm going to talk to anybody who's in power with that. So if anybody got a problem with that, it seems like a personal problem.
Well, here's the problem, and it is very personal, as you know, for a lot of people of color, because they'll say, well, why would you pick Trump when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality? Say again?
I'm not picking nobody. He's the president.
But why do you think he'd want to do something for the community when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
I don't know what he want to do. I just know what the man said. I know what he said to the country. I've never met Donald Trump. So I don't know what he's going to do. I just know what he said he was going to do. So both of them have a plan. Both of them say they're going to do something. And who knows what's really going to happen after November 3rd. Nobody knows from each side. We're all hoping that candidates keep their campaign promises. So that's just it.
So let's look at it this way. I think that you're right to be skeptical. Let's start with the Democrats, because even though there is a traditional connection between Black voters and the Democrats, you could also say you've been let down or forgotten by Democrats in a lot of situations that would have mattered. Then you say, all right, so then what makes one side better than the other? That's where you get in trouble, which is, do you really think that Donald Trump can be trusted as much as you could trust Joe Biden?
I don't think I'm not trusting any of them. I'm just going by action. That's all I'm going by. I'm not going by words. I'm not going by rhetoric, not going by media spin, not going by none of that. You know, I'm not on nobody's team. I'm not on Team Blue, not on Team Red.
So then I have that wrong.
Hold on, I'm an independent person, and I believe that's what Black people need to do, is become independent, and we need to get something for our vote. You know, that may not happen, but it's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if I had brought you here to fight with you, you would have known it. What I'm saying is, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to make sure I get it right. So saying you're working with the Trump team is wrong. What you did was, when they asked to talk to you about it, you said yes. If Biden had asked to talk to you about it now, you would have gone to them the same way. It's not about you choosing anything. It's you working with everybody who's got a chance of doing anything.
I'm working with whoever's in power. Yeah, I'll work with both. Whoever's in power, I'm going to work with. So whoever wins, they'll hear from me.
Okay, so I'm glad you came to clear it up. So Icecube is not with the Trump campaign. He's just given his ideas, and anybody who wants to do something with him, fine. Do you believe they are doing anything with your ideas?
I believe, they looked at the contract with Black America and they updated their plan, but it's their plan. I have my plan. My plan is broad. It goes beyond the public sector. It goes into the private sector, banks, even the movie industry. So we got to deal with a lot of different I think companies, corporations, and even government when it comes to solving this problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem when it comes to the issues when it comes to blacks in America and what's going on. It's not a Democrat problem. It's not for them to solve. It's not for the Republicans to solve. It's for both of them to solve. They do it when it comes to debt ceiling. They do it when it comes to getting us in wars. They seem to come together when it's something that really affects America. And I don't think nothing affects America more than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in. This country is coming apart at the seams, and it's not going to come together after January 3rd, no matter who's the president, unless we deal with this wealth gap.
You have the economics. All of it extends from poverty, which is an extension of opportunity, which is an extension of a system that doesn't give equal opportunity, and you see it everywhere. Hiring, education, finance, all of it. So acutely, we've been looking at what happens when policing goes wrong in communities. It doesn't give you concern that the president has handled police violence the way he has in terms of his commitment to work on any of the issues that you think are important?
We've been dealing with police violence in this country from day one. So police violence is just part of our life here. So, you know, the thing is this, once we get some capital, we'll be treated better. This is a capitalistic society.
True.
And if you ain't got no money, you see how people get treated on the streets when they ain't got no money.
Not just money, wealth.
Wealth.
You got to be able to build up wealth within the community.
Yeah, you know, to put it in greater terms. But, you know, at the bottom line is, you know, dollars bring dignity. And so everybody in America knows that. When you got a little more money, they treat you a little better. So we need to close this wealth gap. You know, you got people, you know, families making $120,000 or worth $120,000, and you got Black families worth $200. It's just an enormous wealth gap that keeps growing. It's not getting smaller. Do the research, and you'll see this is the problem in America. It's because Black people have no capital. We own half of a point when it comes to all the wealth in America. Half of a point. 13.5% people living off half of a point. We cannot survive in America another 100 years living like this.
The issue is real. The problem is properly identified. They do have access to capital of about $500 billion, but it doesn't say that it would be earmarked within the Trump plan for communities of color. But we'll see what you can get done. And I make you this promise, not just because I'm a fan, but the issue matters. As you learn and as you see action and reaction or inaction, you have a place on this show to discuss it. That's a guarantee.
I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, I'll be back to discuss and let you know what I know, what I find out. But I'm gonna give it to you straight up.
It's the only way I take it. It doesn't go well any other way on this show. Icecube, I wish you the best. Stay healthy. Be well.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. We'll be right back.
All right, so y'all heard that. First of all, I'm not gonna bash Icecube. You know, give the brother his props for trying. He's trying. You know, even though he's trying at the last damn minute, and I'm pretty damn sure everybody has already voted. But I'll give him his coup for trying. Who I will knock the fuck down for coming up there talking about we need to start a Black political party is Mr. P. Diddy. Now, motherfuckers like this need to take a whole back seat. You know what I'm saying? He sat there and he's robbed all of these people, and taken a lot from them. And they have nothing to show from their careers with working with him. He doesn't have a good reputation. He was never for the Black man. Shit, let Mace tell it. Yeah. This man right here, he's the type to keep, he's one of those house niggas, like to keep his foot on other niggas' neck. You know what I'm saying? I don't take him seriously at all. He's just trying to be seen, and I just can't take P Diddy serious, but I get where Ice Cube was coming from, and I don't think he needs to be bashed for trying, because in his case, like he said, he took the bill to Biden's team, and he took it to Trump team. So he was like, Biden team was like, we like what you have. We'll see you, after the election or whatever. And then you got Trump, who was actually, his campaign, who was, willing to, talk about it and discuss and see what he can do. And if you ask me, I feel like, despite everything that everyone has to say about Trump, he's a man of action. His 4 years here, he's done a lot to help us. Racist or not, he's done a lot. Shit, look at how many of our men and women is home now, and countless other things that, was done. I don't agree with the shit that he says out his mouth, but I'm not going to stop a giving horse from giving. You know what I'm saying? If this man is about his action, and if he's done a lot of shit, shit, we wouldn't have gotten the first stimulus check if it wasn't for him. Goddamn, Nancy Pelosi, this bitch don't want to give us shit. She's for herself. And I was always raised to believe that the Democratic Party was for us, and it's looking like that shit right there is radical. The Democratic Party, a lot of those folks in power over there, they're full of shit. So it's like, when you're talking about voting for Trump and voting for Biden, it's like you got to pick the lesser of two evils. And if you ask me, Trump is a man of action. He's done a lot, so the fact that he was willing to even entertain Ice Cube with this platinum deal, that Ice Cube said that he wasn't the one who came up with that, but I'm like him. Whoever is in power, I'm going to bring it to them, and I'm going to demand, action from them. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't wrong from going to both sides, and in the event that either or won, he, both of them would have, the demands from the black folks, from the black African American community. So I really don't get, all of this shit where they're saying he's cooning. I don't feel like that's cooning. I feel like that's being smart. Why run to Joe Biden campaign and just sit up there and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna hope, since I'm riding with him, I'm gonna hope that he wins, and I'm gonna hope that once he wins, he actually, does the things that he said he was gonna do. And like Ice Cube said, he doesn't know what Trump gonna do. We don't know what Trump gonna do if he does win. But I'll take my bets on him when it comes to, helping out with this platinum plan. I feel like he definitely, he's shown us before that he can't be swayed easily, by those up there in the White House. He does have his own mind. And for what I see, he's a man of action. So, hey, I don't call that cooning. I call that being smart. Making sure that our voices will be heard in the event that either one of them win. I don't consider that cooning at all. So, anywho, D.L. Hughley, he took to the Breakfast Club, and he was, basically calling Ice Cube out, and saying a lot of things about Ice Cube, and some of it I agree with. I agree with the fact that Ice Cube and P. Diddy and the rest of them, none of them are in a position to speak for us. We need people who are educated, who, come from the political field, people who know about the ins and outs of these things. We don't need entertainers representing us as black folks. I mean, what other fucking race has that shit going on? The white folks don't have no basketball players or no pop stars or nothing like that speaking for them. No, I mean, I think that just makes us look illiterate. Me personally, I wouldn't go up there trying to speak for black folks. I'm not educated when it comes to the political world, and I can only speak from the things that I'm experiencing in my community. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I can't even say the damn word community. Whatever. I can only speak from the shit that I'm going through personally. I cannot speak for everyone else. I can't look at the broad spectrum of things and say, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stand for black folks. I can't do that because I'm not educated enough in that world. to go toe to toe with those white folks. But neither can P. Diddy, neither can 50, and neither can Icecube. You know, he froze the fuck up when he did his first interview. You know, he can't, that man can't speak for us, especially when he was with the NWA and he, you know, perpetuated a lot of fucking violence himself. You know, he, you know, all of that shit, all that, you know, bang bang, fuck the police, rebellion, that shit, all of that shit started off with his old rap group. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Ice Cube is a legend. I love him. I fuck with him. And he is, you know, a commodity in the black community, but he's not someone who should be representing us as a whole, especially when it comes to the campaign and what have you. But like I say, I'm not going to knock him because for what it's worth, at least he's trying. Okay? So let me play the little snippet and show you guys what D.L. Hughley has to say. I particularly love the part where, you know, Charlamagne called it out. He was like, what happens if Trump wins? You know, everybody's saying, Biden this and Biden that, but what happens if Trump win? You know, why was it such a bad thing for him to bring the deal to both parties? Because we don't know. We're not, you know, psychics. We don't know how this is going to play out, you know, and everybody was shocked when Donald Trump won against Hillary. So it is what it is. You know, he wasn't wrong for introducing, you know, the platinum plan, or his people, or whoever the hell did it, you know, introduce the platinum plan to Trump as well. He would have been crazy not to. I mean, seriously. But anyway, moving right along. Okay, so, Jeffrey Wharton. I'm going to show you guys this picture. Yeah, that guy. Okay, so he's an ex-police officer. He was charged earlier this year for domestic violence. Y'all know, if you watch my previous videos, you know that I have a very serious issue with domestic violence, honey. I don't like it, okay? So the fact that this guy is an officer and while on duty, he beat the hell out of his wife, which the Ring camera caught as well. And I'm assuming that he was also recorded doing a lot of this because he was still in his work uniform. So maybe he had a body cam or something that caught footage or whatever. But the couple's Ring camera, you know, caught him dragging his wife and beating the hell out of her. I mean, and the guy's a cop, man. Those are some of the worst kind of domestic abusers. You know, they're cops, and it could be very intimidating. I can only imagine what she's going through. This man, he's sworn to protect and serve, and with that comes a bit of privilege, you know, and there's no telling how much, you know, he's a senior officer. He had been with the force for, you know, 10 plus years. So he knows how this shit goes. I'm wondering what would make him just, you know, I mean, the way that he just, you know, was so quick to beat her ass. I'm assuming that this is something that happened, you know, on a regular basis. Ain't nobody be that bold, especially if you're on duty and there's a possibility that you could be caught. You know, he just got caught slipping this time. You know, I believe that this isn't the first time that this man has done this. But anyway, let me play you guys the video of his arrest.
APD says an officer has resigned after being arrested for domestic violence. 31-year-old Jeffrey Wharton, who is listed online as a senior officer for APD, is accused of beating up his girlfriend last week. According to court documents, the woman had several gashes on her head and face, and her injuries were so severe she had to be taken to Rust Medical Center, where she was diagnosed with a brain bleed. It was then that they decided to immediately transport her to UNM Hospital. Documents also say part of the beating was captured on the couple's Ring camera and shows Wharton at one point dragging the woman in a chokehold into the home.
It also recorded the audio of her screaming for help, as well as for someone to call 911.
Wharton is charged with aggravated battery and kidnapping. APD says he resigned this morning. They also say he had been with the department since November of 2010.
I mean, look at him. this man know how the game go. He knows how to play the system. Of course, he's been with the field, been in the field for a while, so he knows how to play the system. Okay, so to make matters worse, Tuesday he was just this past Tuesday he was ordered released by the judge. Under strict guidelines, I guess he got approved to some type of program or whatever, and the victim, his wife, is claiming that she doesn't fear him, and whatever. This shit pisses me off, because if he was a black man, a black officer, man, listen, they still got that lady sitting in prison trying to give her 20 years for shooting up in the damn air. So if this officer had been black, that motherfucker wouldn't have been back on the streets. And in some instances, I don't know about the state that they're in, but in some instances in Florida, depending on the type of case it is or the level of violence in the case, particularly with a case like this, I believe that, if it had happened here, that the state would have picked up charges. This is not, this man, he should have been considered more dangerous, especially being that he is an officer, and intimidation tactics. I would have been worried about the fact that this woman could have been too scared. She doesn't want to testify. She says she's not afraid of him. But if he beat you so damn bad to you had brain bleeding, you was in the hospital, and this, and the third, but you said you're not afraid of the man who did this to you. I mean, like I say, this woman has been chronically abused. She probably got the Stockholm syndrome, because the man got kidnapping charges. She probably got damn Stockholm syndrome. Scared as hell of him. Probably had friends. Of course he got friends, who probably, assisted him in intimidating this woman, and she's too scared to come forward. He's a cop who want to go toe to toe on a cop when it comes to he say, she say, or he did this to me and did that to me. But y'all know my recommendation, honey. I would press motherfucking charges and testify. I was saying like a canary bird, honey. He did it. He hit me. I'm scared for my life. I want a divorce. He's a cop. They were supposed to protect us, not beat the fuck out of me. That type of thing. You can't put your hands on me, honey. I'm not the one. But yeah, so I mean, I just found that so fucked up. They're just releasing this man, and he's getting out, under strict guidelines. Come on, man, that's some fuck shit. Anyway, his name is Jeffrey Wharton, and he's a fucking asshole. Okay, but anyway, I digress. All right, so Todd and Candy. Well, Todd and Peter. Supposedly they got into a fight, okay? At a nightclub or something like that. They got into a fight. Allegedly. Okay? But yeah, so the two basically Peter and Apollo Nita, they did an interview with Michelle Alien Brown. Okay, shout out to her, because I like watching her stuff. She's pretty entertaining, very she's very engaging with her audience, and I like that about her as well. But anywho, Peter and Apollo, they went on her podcast, and Apollo hasn't really spoken on the situation. He hadn't really spoken on the situation. He had got arrested, and by the feds, as we all know. And Kenny and Todd, they were his friends, so he asked them to hold on to a few of his items, which according to Apollo, they snitched on him, and the feds came and got the items. Okay, but let me just say, first of all, when you're talking about reality shows, none of the motherfuckers is friends. It's all business, And even Peter said it himself. Candy is a very, her and Todd, they're very strategic individuals. They're very business savvy, So I don't foresee them taking any kind of accountability for anything when it came to Apollo shit. If the feds was looking for his possessions, I gave that shit up too, because I'm not for to lose or put my stuff in my business and everything that I got going on in jeopardy because of some shit that you don't did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, they're not real friends. Nobody on that reality show seems to be some real genuine people. So I mean, I don't know why he felt comfortable enough to ask them to do that. And on the other hand, if I was, Candy and Todd, I'm upset with them too, because shit, they shouldn't have even put themselves in their position. They know that they're not. They are, first of all, they're on reality TV. So millions of people around the world was witness to Candy them admitting that they was holding some of his possessions. Of course, the police is going to find out the feds. That's a whole different caliber of police. But the feds were going to find out about this. So, I mean, Apollo was crazy for even, trusting them with his possessions. But anyway, so Peter came back on Michelle Atielian's podcast, and he was talking a bit about the altercation between him and Todd. Okay, I'm gonna play that for you.
Get ready, because you about to be an ATLian.
So word on the curb, Peter,
Yeah.
is that you and Lenethia Leaks was spotted at the strip club around the time Cynthia was getting married. And everybody's like, oh, that's so petty. Is Peter with Lenethia? And then, of course, they said that Greg was there and they saw some other people there. And I was like, that's where the party was. At the strip club with Peter and Nene. Is that true?
You know what? It was like a unofficial housewife reunion for me all weekend, because I run into Todd. We had conversations.
Wait.
Yeah.
You ran into Todd Tucker?
I went into Mr. Tucker. He was with some of the crew from that used to shoot us. They like family.
Is he still cool? Because they was acting kind of.
He had beef with Apollo because of what Apollo had expressed.
What he said over here on this show.
Yeah, what he said on your show.
Did you get your stuff out of Candy's garage? That's what they want to know.
No, the feds got that shit, man. They sold me out, man. Come on, man. They weren't even supposed to talk about that stuff.
What happened, Apollo? About his items being repossessed by the feds and blah blah blah. I can't even remember verbatim what it was.
But listen, when my stuff, if I came to you and said, "Hey, put my stuff here," it's hush hush. You ain't supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to go on national TV saying, "Hey, we holding this for Apollo just for a storyline." Come on, man. You sold me out, dog. You sold me out.
Verbatim what it was.
What he was mad about, because that was the same thing that everybody had already talked about. It was just coming from Apollo.
Yeah, it was spoke about while Apollo was in jail. Right. So now Apollo is out. I don't think Todd realized, because he probably never been locked up. When Apollo went to jail, for him, time on the outside stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just jail life for 5 years plus. Right. So when he came out and he just got to Atlanta and he was on your show with me, 3 months ago or so?
Yeah.
And this first time he's really talking to John Public again about his life and how it abruptly it came to, the feds got him and he had to go do time. Right. So to him, when we were talking, and he brought up the Todd situation, but to him, that was yesterday, even though to everybody else, it was 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he just came back into civilization. So he was expressing himself and what he feels.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, listen, hold my shit because of XYZ. Why are you going on national TV with how many viewers? 4 million people?
And so,
you don't think one of the haters?
What do you think we should do with it?
oh yeah, y'all. Come on, hey, listen. Apollo shit's over here. He's in jail. I don't know what's going on with him and Phaedra, but shit, what you think we should do with it? We should auction this shit. Shoot, oh, we got a new Corvette we trying to move in here, and his shit's holding up the garage space.
Kenny gonna be mad as fuck at you, my nigga, for saying all of this shit.
She already mad at me, so
It's not about being mad. I'm telling the truth. I'm not having shade. I'm just saying it was wrong.
Todd was giving me shade because he thought that I was on Apollo's side, and it's not me being on Apollo's side. It's not my story. That's Apollo's story. He's telling it. He's a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say I was siding with him in one moment. I was just listening like everybody else was, and that's his opinion, and that's his opinion. So Todd was giving me shade like, yo, you was standing behind him. You was standing up for him. I was standing up for this.
Wait. Todd was giving you shade?
Oh, my God.
This visual is cracking me up right now.
You said, what's going on?
Yeah, I wasn't here, so what's going on?
We good. I came up.
No, he gave me so shade that we were, it's loud in whiskey what?
Whiskey Peach, no, the other one. I know you talk about in Buckhead, right?
Yeah. So it was loud in there. We had just finished watching the game. So we were talking loud and up on each other. So the security thought we were about to fight.
Y'all acting real strange. No, for real, no.
Security was coming over there to try to separate us, and I'm like, yo, nigga, what the fuck are you saying? You're looking at me crazy, like dude, that's that man opinion. That don't have nothing to do with me. I have never spoke negative about you or your wife ever. I always compliment you guys. I always say you guys are the shit. And I'm not saying this because I'm not trying to get on your fucking side right now. I'm just telling you what it is. But Apollo is Apollo, and he has his own story. His story with you, his narrative with you don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm hanging out with him, I like Apollo. I have fun with Apollo. I gravitate more to Apollo than I probably would Todd. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though he's New York and I'm New York, me and Apollo just hit it off from day one. He was the most supportive at bar one before he went in, and I kept my word. You know what I'm saying? I stayed there for him for the 5 years. Anything that he needed, he asked me for it. I make sure I got it for him because I gave him my word. You know what I'm saying? That's my narrative with him. Your narrative with him, my man, is something else. Okay, and all you remember is the last thing that happened before he went in. So if he's expressing himself, and I'm listening, that means I'm co-signing because I'm listening.
Right? There's some things that I need from Candy and Todd that I've asked them for, and I'm still waiting. Todd has told me that they're going through some I won't say challenging times, but they had the new baby. So they're going through parenthood right now.
It was a story out that said that Candy was mad because you was hanging out with Todd at the strip club. Was that a lie?
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not going to go get into that because I don't know what he's told his wife, right? And therefore, I'm not sure what's going on. But I will say one thing. I will say this. I think the situation was not handled in a mature way because they didn't understand the magnitude of me going to prison.
Nigga, that don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't say much. You was on the stream, but you didn't say much about it.
No, I can't, because they have a different relationship than the one that I have with Apollo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was just trying to make that clear. So I ran into him, and that wasn't pleasant. And then I ran into Claudia Jordan one season housewife, and she was trying to be funny about me going to Cynthia's wedding.
Colorist Claudia. I
like.
We don't
Claudia,
like her around here.
Well, I never had a bad day with her. I thought she was cool. And then I also ran into Sheree Whitfield.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I ran into Sheree, and Sheree was happy.
Okay.
She was happy to see me. I'm like, oh shit, Sheree's happy to see me. Oh shit, I got to be happy to see Sheree too. You know what I'm saying?
That I gotta be happy.
Yeah, because you never know what you're gonna get from these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I was happy to see her too. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't hang out with them. I bought them a bottle of champagne and a dip. You know what I'm saying? But it was like a housewife season, and then I ran into Cynthia, now her husband, Congratulations, Mr. Hill. If I didn't say it to you before, because I don't know you, brother, and I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know, I
So,
hope you guys have a happy life. You know what I'm
since you
saying?
being open and honest, though, what do you think about the news that Bravo didn't film it though? You don't think that was odd?
Wow, that's a blow because you know what I'm saying. These people, that's why they're on these TV shows to try to get maximum exposure at all times. So I know, I know it wasn't a request from Cynthia that she didn't want them to shoot it because I know her very well. Of course, you wanted them to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? That's footage that she could look back for 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? She could say, "Remember when I got married to Peter, and then I got married to Michael? Oh my God, which one do you think is the better one?" That's me being a dick, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But I know that she would like to, look back at something like that and see the growth, even with our own child from Noelle being 12 and now she's 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I had bad days with Cynthia, but we didn't show it to the public. You know what I'm saying? Because we respect each other. Okay, but that shit wasn't perfect, and that's why we're not together. And I'm glad that she found somebody that she wants to be with. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy, like a motherfucker. So I want her to be too.
You so grown.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be 60? Is that when you let all the
I'm old as fuck, my nigga.
Not old as fuck.
Man, I'm so old.
Well, I mean, some people don't make it there, Peter.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm so old, and people looking at me like, "Oh my God, Peter is Peter. What kind of yo? I'm coming out my skin regiment, so I'm gonna introduce it to the world this coming weekend. Naked, coming out of my shower, by the way, fucking with y'all. But anyway, I slimmed down. I lost 20-something pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got my sexy back. I'm going to the gym and shit because I'm trying to be around, like people that I'm dating is in their 30s and shit. You know what I'm saying?
People are persons.
A person. So I got to keep up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of energy. Got to have energy, baby. I haven't used that blue pill yet, so I got to have the energy, baby. You know what I'm saying? Never used the blue pill ever in life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm feeling good about myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so even if they had fault, which according to Peter that wasn't the case, I don't feel like Ty had no right to address Peter about anything. I mean, we all watched the interview. Well, if you hadn't watched it, I don't have the video here, but I did watch the interviews, and Peter didn't say anything. If anything, he spoke very highly of both Todd and Candy. He spoke very highly of them. I didn't see at any point where he was co-signing anything that Apollo said. He kind of let the man, speak his piece, which, Apollo was asked the question, so he answered and he told how he felt about the situation. But if anybody Todd should have been confronting about the situation, he should have been confronting Apollo. Because if Apollo was the one that's putting it out there that you are a snitch, or for whatever reason, whatever it was that you was actually upset about that he said, Apollo put that out. So why confront Peter, Like I say, none of the motherfuckers is real friends. Yeah, I mean, somebody break a straw in the room or step on your toe and then it's over. It's over. You don't committed a lifelong treason against me as your friend. That's how they do shit. I can never be friends with them fucking reality TV motherfuckers. They put on for a living. That's what they do. They in character 24/7. So I just think that shit was so flugaty and it was petty as fuck and whatever. Moving on. Yeah. But the thing that I found most disturbing this week was this 18-year-old he got caught molesting. I think the little girl was his niece or little cousin. I know she was a relative of his. He got caught molesting a 7-year-old. All right. She was online doing a virtual school thing, and he made her perform oral on him in front of the camera. That's some crazy ass shit. It's very sad and it's very crazy and very stupid as fuck. I mean, damn. But anyway, let me play this news clip for you guys, and I'll come back with further commentary.
Our top story this hour, a teenager is now charged with the sexual assault of a 7-year-old girl while she was e-learning.
WGN's Judy Wang is live at 26th in California this morning with details. Judy?
Good morning. It was a teacher who witnessed the incident involving a 7-year-old girl. Not long after that, Chicago police arrested the suspect, Cottrell Walls. Walls is scheduled to appear in bond court here later today. Prosecutors charged the 18-year-old Southside man with 1 count of sexual assault. Police say the 7-year-old identified Walls as her attacker. The girl attends Bronzeville Academy Charter School. She was online for remote learning, a study hall session at about 1:30 Thursday afternoon. The teacher saw the child performing a sex act on a man. She was in the building, went to the school office, and reported what she had witnessed. The school CEO and the principal called police. The school administrators say they do not believe other students saw what their teacher saw. Police went to a home near Indiana and East 89th Place where the assault happened. They took Walls into custody for questioning. The 7-year-old was taken to Comer Children's Hospital to get checked out. Bronzeville Academy is not a CPS school, but CPS Chief Janice Jackson talked about the incident in an unrelated news conference. Jackson says with remote learning, it is harder for teachers and counselors to identify issues kids are facing.
This situation is definitely disturbing, something that has been unsettling to me personally since I heard about it. But I also think it just makes me even more committed to seeing our kids back in school under the watchful eye of their teachers who care for them deeply.
Now, Chicago police have not disclosed whether the girl and the suspect are related, what the specific relationship may be. A DCFS spokesperson says the agency is investigating this case. Outside the Cook County Criminal Courthouse at 26 and Cal, Judy Wang, WGN News.
All right, so this guy, Cottrell Wells, okay, or Walls. Yeah, I mean, look at him. Seeing that picture, he looked pitiful as fuck. The boy looked like he got problems. I can only imagine however his folks feel, because they was all relatives. I can only imagine how his folks feel about what he did. I know they probably beat the fuck out of him, and according to, the child, this wasn't the first time this is happening. And it's crazy how it's this whole situation is just crazy. I agree with the principal from that school that she attended that, in some instances it's better for these kids to be back at school where they're protected, because you never know what's going on at their home. A lot of these kids are coming from very bad situations, and school is a form of escape, But let me tell you something. A source, she told me, a while back, was like, don't be careful, because make sure you have your clothes on and things like that, because teachers, they, a lot of these teachers, especially here in our county, St. Lucie County, a lot of the teachers had to take a month's course and maybe a few weeks of courses specifically to pay attention to what's going on around the student. Okay, so they're not just educating the kids, they're really scouting on what's going on behind the scenes. They want to, and there's been a lot of cases reported where, like this past week as well, just, this little boy was suspended because he had a toy gun in front of the fucking screen. Now, that was a Karen-ass teacher who reported him. But, yeah, he was suspended for that. So, just, the fact that he would even do this shit, and, I mean, I guess they was on break, and, yeah, they was on break, and I guess he felt, I can't tell you what was going through this nasty motherfucker's mind. I can't even fathom what could have possibly went through his mind to be doing that to a child anyway. You know, he's in high school. Go find you one of them little thoughts in school, because I know, you know, in high school it's a lot of little girls that's fucking and sucking. He could have found somebody his age and had consensual sexual, you know, interactions with. You go find a child that, you know, he's nothing but really a child itself. You know, that's some sick shit. You know, he probably was abused, and, you know, that abuse trickled down, and, you know, he looks weird. That's probably why he couldn't get none. He's a weird ass little kid. Weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I fucking hate pedophiles. No matter what age they is. But yeah, I mean, so the teacher, she witnessed this. She immediately ran, you know, called the police and ran to the principal's office, notified the principal of this. Reports say that students, they say that the students, well, they don't think that any of the students witnessed this encounter, because like I say, they were all on break, but the camera was still running. So, you know, they don't think that any of the students seen any of this. I hope not. I really hope not. But she went to the principal's office after calling the police, and she also reported it to the family Department of Children and Families for Illinois. Okay, so of course they arrested him, and as it turns out, this kid is just, you know, he just got fucking problems, because he was already on probation for unlawful use of a weapon. Okay, and he was already due in court that November. So I guess this past week, you know, he was in court, and I'm gonna stay on top of that. Because he went to court October 19th, literally a few days ago. So we'll see. I'll stay on top of that. But I guarantee that they, you know, they put the hammer to the, you know, pedal to the metal on this motherfucker, gassed it up, sped up his trial, and sent that motherfucker under the jail, because that's where he belongs. You know, doing what he did to that child. All right. So anyway, let me shout out a special friend. Okay. She has a lot of, you know, weight loss products, and I'm gonna try them out myself. Well, you know, I'm a little chunky and juicy and shit, but I like my chunkiness, but I also like to be healthy, and I want to be around for a very long time. Okay, so she has skinny tea, you know, coffee for those who like to keep your energy up. She has a variety of products. Here. Look at that sister's results, honey. Okay, I want to get like her. Okay, slim down a little bit, get healthy. I don't want to. For me, it's not about the size. Okay, my man love every inch of these pounds that I have on me, and I'm very confident. And you know, but unfortunately, you know, when you have extra weight on you, it does have you know, health problems. Okay, and I don't want to, you know, I'm young, so I don't want to wake up one day and have fucking diabetes. Okay, so I want to lose a little bit of weight, and I have ordered my products. I have ordered my products. My particular favorite is the veggie drink. Okay, one of my issues now is because of my work schedules, I can hardly eat right, so I don't have time to you know, worry about, you know, what I'm eating and this and third. So I need my nutrients throughout the day, and her veggie drink, Green on the Go, it helps, you know, it helps with that. I get all my nutrients and vitamins, and it also has a filling to it, so you get full, and it breaks down your appetite. Okay, she has $15 trio simple packs if you guys just want to try it out and see how it works. Everybody is you know, selling weight loss products, but let's remember that Black Lives Matter. Okay, this sister is African American, and we need to support her. You know, everybody, I'll put the link at the bottom of this video, so please go check out her merchandise. Her name is Velka Purse. Okay, very good shit. All right, so yes, honey, that's all I got to talk about for today. I will see you guys next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, if you don't motherfucking like, hit dislike. Give me a motherfucking comment or something. I need to have some interaction from you guys, okay? Let's talk about these things that I'm discussing. All right? Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.